wohwe mfoni ada wo screen so ya Dr. Omane Buama ne Muntala Muhammad eni ni pensia na ekamo mu nipadua na ehye no ana asrafo akọ forest mu wa omakosisa ede ahye botum abusua eni enyan enye video ni nyina akora na betumi ede ababesom a nipadua no a ehye ewo helicopter na eti eto form enanopa ekọ na wie no mu no nipadua no ana yakọ akosisa ede ahye botum a eno ana eda wo screen so ya abusua asem no aboga na fo na pusa se da bi enye we na ne ye hwehwe yo
Plane the chem. Na me wo fu. E bi tie be chem o ma fu plane na wo fom de. Nti akwa de mi wan se mete guran. Ti mete guran am se a plane de abofo. Nti mi jam de mi ye nyina se me kwa akọche da bi a ade ne toy. Nti mi nam forest ni mu sa na me koy. Nti mi koy no so plane no aboho. Ahye enipa wo mu onwo mo wo mu nyina so ayede. Ahye obi anu a otumi survive e kra o mu nyina ahye. Plane de ni nyina ahye kra ahye. Isi ane de metimi aka say nipa be trade de. Nipa be trade de. Ba ko ne de ohun say nipa ni. Ba to mo ma ka ne de. Omo ma ka de ohun. Omo ma ka de ohun. Ba ko ne de ohun say nipa ni. Anu kra no ne na nyina afoni ho. Aka ni say ni so na. Ne bu say ne na obo say Oda ho mo maka ne de ejana ye no hu ni se o ye oba o so ye be ma o sare de na nya hwe kwa na na eko na nya hwe entoto nya hwe tebe chemu na me ya so say bia ebo na na asiniti wa hunu ekwan ni ana ode ko bo edua ni mu a e mass accident bi si ye who ne kala na say white and black visa.
Plane on casa de nam send polish.
Tina na ofo. The who man no. Ba ko pe na be say.
Ni fomu say nya. Ba ni say. Fomu say. Ana hu sa. Ana hu.
Did you audio?
Na ujira
ye sore no pa ne ye kuafo ye kwafom na ba bia ye fo so ben forest no enti e bra ye wofo ma na ye ti se bibia blast ti ye adwo se plane na besne kona na ahwefom ti ye be kona yakọ se bi obi afra to no hia mo bia ye ti
edi kai mudi kai hu plane se plane bi ba
plane ba ha yi din kai hu se plane na ba enti ancha na plane no e blast ye gbugum ti ye ti ne ye nim se plane na ahwefom enti ye be ko forest won yakọ na obi hia mo bia ya boa no ampa mene bla ba ko ye frɛ ni jasi ene ye se ye ko ti ye si forest la na ye kro na ana o ka kire me se obi ba ti ni pa kro no me hwɛ ya na ye madam fo ba ko ye frɛ ni Gideon ono oba ma ne ode boy an se pray na be se na tiato e megya dem a ehye na emu ni pa nyina ahye ti ye se won ko kire ba bia pray ni ti bra ode ye kokora no ono kora no nsa hu ba bia pray no kora no etoto ya ode ye kontie ne nam forest na ani ye ko ya ne nam me pono so na ye ko se jane de wosoro ijane de wosoro ti ye ko ya no na ye no kwasem na ye pray no atofom e boduam wosoro duam e wosoro ti e bo mu sa no na ti be hwe fom e tofom no ejatom ama ye ko ne na de enipa ye di nka hu no ba ko de no wahye masabe ne hu nyina hye ama wono oda ho na ba bia pre ne ti hwe pa na ne jane dende ne yentimi hu nipa o mugu ho but ne jane so jane na de kase pa anti ne yentimi hu enipa wo mo ho baba ko ne de na ejana hye no ama wono oda nchen na ba bia ne jane de pa ne de ne yentimi hu nipa wo mo ho ba pre ne de na ne nyina hye pre ne de ne nyina hye
enti eba sa no na moye ni pasen die mokoduro die na moye
die koduro die encha me koduro na me nkurafo enti eno achi ana bla ba ko ba na efre no ba wo mia wo krom ha ya oba ho no okurafo ene ye se okurafo de a fra samle man na bona man ye se de asie ni ba ye de ye wa ha ye ne de information ma assembly man se de asie ni enti anche ye hu de na fa de dom bebre na mkwa no so ba na mkwa no so ba
answer na meja no say Dampaya forest ni
Dampaya forest ni semusa bas kama brofid Dampaya no
enti ususu say anopa be tamben
ba me de na me watch e bomi ya na mabaya dafo ma na me donti na watch ne momme enti madwene mu de na ye tan be tan mu
10 a.m.
Tan be pa ho kra na mpa ho kase bia sa anopa tan
tama muhu plane no oboase na eko aha so nya oboase na musa na aba form sesen
pa cho ba bia ye gina odu ani hwa ha ya efiri ha ya na eko ye ne ayefo da anu se no ye ti plan enti wo hwa sabi po ye si hoi sabi po ye si wo tintin ya bipo ya menu mienu gina bontim ha ya ni tuai anu so na plane etitoye eboduam awo soro na ti be hwe fom ti dua na ebo mu no kura tutu medua no e da wo hwa ebonko mu no soro pa na plane etito fom na blast ye ti ye ne ko hu ye ne de ne jadam tutu
Hey. I go to Colombo and say this. Opina. Oya je kwana so on film man na.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's sad. It's a sad day for all Ghanaians because if you go online, it was reported about an hour ago that an helicopter has been bent beyond recognition after a crash inside Adanse Brofuyedru, a suburb in the Ashanti region of Ghana. This is a report from the city newsroom and I read. Military helicopter crashes in Ashanti region. A military helicopter has reportedly crashed in the Ashanti region, Adanse Krofom district of the Ashanti region, with initial reports indicating that some passengers on board have been burnt to death. The incident occurred on Wednesday, 6 August, but details remain scant as emergency response teams raced to the scene. Authorities have yet to confirm the cause of the crash or release a full list of those on board. In a brief statement, the Ghana Armed Forces GAF stated that the helicopter identified as a Z9 has reportedly gone off the radar after taking off on the morning of Wednesday, 6 August 2025. The aircraft was headed to Obuasi when contact was lost. This is the report from the Ghana Armed Forces that indicates that a military helicopter has gone off the radar the early hours of this morning. And I read, missing Ghana Air Force Z9 helicopter. A GAF Ghana Armed Forces helicopter Z9 took off this morning at 9 a.m. from Accra heading to Obuasi is currently off the radar. All effort is being made to establish contact. On board were 3 crew and 5 passengers. Further details yet to be communicated. Eyewitness and people at the scene when the incidents happened have shown videos that we can put in there that the helicopter has been burnt to ashes. There's no traces that we are going to identify that this particular helicopter that we are talking about because it has been burnt totally to ashes. So we had to take the Ghana Armed Forces to issue a communique telling us that the Armed Forces helicopter Z9 took off the radar, and that is what is happening inside somewhere in the Ashanti region. So it's reported that it's moving from Accra all the way to Obuasi. But the sad part of the story is that when you go online, it is reported from various media platforms that the helicopter crash involves the defense minister, Dr. Omanibuama, and 3 others. That be where the story and Kasadi. But we don't have much details to the story. It has not been confirmed whether he's in there, whether he survived, whether he was part or whatever is happening. This is just a report from GH1 that we saw early hours of this morning, but it's reported and it's been proven that the helicopter that was moving from Accra all the way to Obuasi has crashed. and the helicopter has been burnt to ashes. Ladies and gentlemen, we have full updates on the story as we speak, and it's live from the Jubilee House press conference that was held by the Chief of Staff, Honorable Julius Debra, has given further details on the 8 persons that were in the Ghana Armed Forces helicopter that crashed in the early hours of today inside Adansi in the Ashanti region of Ghana. And it's so sad for me to break the news to you that every single person that was in the flight has lost their lives.
Involving the crash of a military helicopter this morning around the Adansi area in Ashanti region. Government regrets to announce the demise of the following persons in the tragic crash. Dr. Edward Kofi Omane-Boamah, Minister for Defense. Alhaji Dr. Ibrahim Murtala Muhammad, MP, Minister for Environment, Science and Technology. Alhaji Muniru Muhammad Lemonad, Acting Deputy National Security Coordinator and former Minister for Food and Agriculture. Dr. Samuel Sapon, Vice Chairman of the National Democratic Congress, and Mr. Samuel Abuaji, a former parliamentary candidate. Squadron Leader Peter Bafemi Anala, Flying Officer Manin Chum Ampedu, and Sergeant Ernest Ado Mensah. The President and government extends our condolences and sympathies to the families of our comrades and the servicemen who died in service to the country.
We have 5 passengers and then 3 crew members. The details and the people that were on board are as follows. Ibrahim Murtala Muhammad, Minister for Environment and Science, that's the MP for Tamale Central. Edward Omane-Boamah, Defense Minister. Alhaji Muniru Muhammad, Acting Deputy of National Security and then a former Minister for Food and Agri. Dr. Samuel Sapon, Vice Chairman of the NDC. Samuel Abuaji, former parliamentary candidate of the NDC, and the 3 crew members are as follows. Squadron Leader Peter Bafemi Anala, and the Flying Officer Menin Chum Ampedu, and then we have Sergeant Ernest Ado Mensah. It is so sad for me to announce to you, it's been confirmed by the Chief of Staff that all persons that were involved in the helicopter that crashed today have lost their lives. Just like that. 8 persons. Just like that. We wish their family and every single person, like this, the whole country has been affected, and you could see the devastating nature of our parliamentarians or our leaders who are at the press conference today, their reaction and everything towards the news, because this is not something that we actually expected. More details will be given to where they were going and how it happened, but the Chief of Staff was focused on the 8 persons that were involved on board in the helicopter that crashed today inside the Ashanti region. So when we get more details, we are going to let you guys know, but for now, this is the breaking news, and this is the tragic incident that has hit the country, Ghana, today. And it's a very sad day for all Ghanaians. Everyone, wish the family and everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, let me just end it here. But this is the updates, or this is what happened today on August 6th, 2025. We out.
Chief of Staff.
Government regrets to announce the demise of the following persons in the tragic crash. Dr. Edward Kofi Omane-Boamah, Minister for Defense. Alhaji Dr. Ibrahim Murtala Muhammad, MP, Minister for Environment, Science and Technology. Alhaji Muniru Muhammad Lemonad, Acting Deputy National Security Coordinator and former Minister for Food and Agriculture. Dr. Samuel Sapon, Vice Chairman of the National Democratic Congress, and Mr. Samuel Abuaji, a former parliamentary candidate. Squadron Leader Peter Bafemi Anala, Flying Officer Manin Chum Ampedu, and Sergeant Ernest Ado Mensah. The President and government extends our condolences and sympathies to the families of our comrades and the servicemen who died in service to the country. All flags are to fly at half-mast until further notice. Thank you.
Na doctor ya Omane Boame.
Dr. Omane Boama.
John the Mani Muhammad the two no.
On the power no. Okay.
So uncle. Then can you someone can then got some a bet no cream?
Maybe. Not just say almost 2 months after President John Dramani Mahama. And where is on to me Kuntino? A Dr. Omane Boama Cosina 9.
Cabis as some a bit secret. Get engaged in game. So I say. And I one more try if you are cry, definitely. And I echo or bossy. Na echo or bossy so dear, and that's on quite luncheon, no send a bear, will be a bear won't be no one bay. Even as at time I see it in now, no more on my release statement. Yeah, Ghana forces for chess, crash is or the plane is on a radar, just say, you won't a truck. I any pound of Trinity aeroplane. 5 passengers and 3 crew members. And a young woman. Sana or Makotia, baby, may get too much to say. Any pan so Ebony, a cynic pamiansa, and a war, can I see a young room at the radiasi.
Z9 that took off this morning at 0912 hours from Accra and heading for Obuasi is currently off the radar. All efforts are being made to establish contact. On board were 3 crew and 5 passengers. Further details to be communicated soon. And this statement or press release is signed by Captain of the Ghana Navy, Acting Director of General Public Relations, Veronica Adjo Ahin, and is issued to all media houses for publication. So this is what we have picked up. The accident or the crash happened somewhere in the Ashanti region. I'm going to invite the head or the host of the City Breakfast Show on 97.3 City FM, Bernard Avle, to join me while we look at this particular happening. It is a developing story, and so we understand some names.